Hello, students and families. This video is going to serve as our syllabus. I'm Mr. Schulke, and this is our classroom norms and expectations for distance learning during the 2020 to 2021 school year distance learning phase. Any policies in here might have to change if circumstances change here at the school. So this is where we're at right now. Let me delete my webcam and I'm going to go over some of the things with all of you. First of all, the best way to contact me is via email. This is my email address. You can also use the Remind app if you have the Remind app on your phone or other device. Students trying to email me, if you open up Gmail on your Chromebook and start typing Schulke, my email address will come up. I'm the only Mr. Schulke. For more information about me and our class, you can look at my website. I do have a website. It's available through the school website, and I'll show you how to navigate there in just a moment. You can also follow our class on Instagram at Schulke Science. This is the Turlock Junior High School website. If you go to staff directory and then find me, Jake Schulke, there's a link to my website and my email address. Google Classroom is where students can find announcements and daily assignments. Almost all daily assignments are posted in the stream and in their classwork. They can also look at grades they received on specific assignments. And they can tell if any due dates are coming up. ARIES is where you find a student's grade. The grading scale I use is a standard ABCD grading scale. Grades are posted on ARIES. All students need to have their ARIES account set up and check it regularly. This is the URL or the web address that you need to use to set up a student's Turlock Unified School District ARIES account. It is different from school district to school district, so you have to make sure you're going to the right site to do it. If you go to this site and then log in as either a student or a parent, you'll be able to follow the prompts. There are instructions for how to set it up. You'll need to set up a password. It will ask you for a phone number. That is the main phone number that the school has on file for your family. That usually means it's the landline phone number for your home, or whatever the primary phone number for the primary contact is. You'll also need a long code, which was printed on your schedule of classes at the beginning of the year. If you no longer have your printed schedule, the office can retrieve that code for you, and so can I if need be. This is my policy on late work as it currently stands. If a student contacts me about an assignment before the deadline, then I will accept late work up to 48 hours past deadlines without penalty. And that means if you contact me before something is due and let me know, Mr. Schulke, I'm going to be on vacation on Friday. May I turn the work in late? I can give you an extension for things like that. Or Mr. Schulke, I'll have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I will not be in class. I can give you an extension for that. Things happen in our lives, and I am perfectly okay with that. If you do not contact me, then I can't give you a grace period. Or if you contact me and there's not a reason that your work was late, you just didn't do it, then all work will receive half credit. And after 48 hours, so if I give you an extension on assignment and you don't get it done by the time we agree upon, then it will also be half credit. At the end of each quarter, I do something called point recovery. This allows a student to retake or make up or complete one assignment or test every quarter. This can even be a major project. It happens during the last 2 weeks, and students must take the initiative to ask for point recovery. That means you need to approach me about it. And on distance learning, that means in the form of an email. Send me an email and put point recovery in the subject line. Questions about grades. Guys, when you ask about your grade during class time, it steals that time from everyone else. And so even if your question would only take 1 minute, if I answered 30 questions for 30 students, that would take us basically the entire class period. So please don't ask about your grade or individual assignments during class time. Make other time to deal with that. Send me an email outside of class. We can also schedule an appointment. I can call you on the phone, or we can even get on Zoom together and talk about your grade if we need to. I'm totally fine doing that. Just let me know, okay? Let's leave class time for everybody to be able to learn. Here's some examples of questions you could ask in your emails. A good question. Mr. Schulke, I noticed in ARIES that I have a 0 for a bell ringer on 8/24. I'm sure that I completed it on time. Do you mind double checking that grade for me? That's a very specific question that lets me quickly look for that grade, look for that assignment, and fix it, and then send you a quick reply. A bad question. Why do I have a 0 in ARIES? The answer to that question is always going to be, I don't know, because I don't know what you're talking about. You might have multiple zeros. I might not know what assignment to look for. And if we've had 50 assignments already that quarter, it's going to take me a long time to find that. So please be very specific. Let's look at another example. A good question. Mr. Schulke, I noticed that I only scored an 80% on our assignment on 8/25/2020. Can you please tell me what questions I missed so that I can review them? That's a really good question. It indicates that you're trying to understand why you didn't score 100%. A bad question, why don't I have 100? I don't know what that means. Don't know what you're talking about. You need to be very specific and ask me about the assignment. Another very good question. Mr. Schulke, I'm having trouble logging into our video meeting today. That could be our Zoom or our Google Meets. When I attempt to log in, I receive an error message saying blank. Whatever specifically the error message is. Do you know why this is happening? So we all encounter technical difficulties, and it helps me a lot when you guys let me know about them, when you send me an email letting me know you're having problems. Now, for our Zoom meetings, all the links are tested, and we'll be using those same links probably throughout the whole school year. So if you're having trouble logging in, I know that every student's been able to log in so far. So if you've been able to log in before, but you can't today, it's very likely the problem is not on my end, that it's on your end. And it's very frequently just a problem with your internet connection. A bad question, just saying the link doesn't work, because that doesn't tell me what problem you're actually encountering. Because chances are the link does work, but it's just not working on your computer right now. Okay, so again, just with your questions, try to be as specific as you can, as detailed as you can, because that enables me to solve your problem for you without having to send several emails back and forth to get all of the details. Now, about sending an email, I've noticed that a lot of students probably haven't sent formal emails before. Maybe you're used to just text messages, and so you don't know what this subject line is for. The subject line is for just a few words, and that's where you tell me very briefly what the topic of your email is going to be. So the to, that's where my email address goes, and the subject line, that's where you type just a subject, and then below that line, that's where the body of your email goes. So in to, that's where you type who you're writing to. The subject line, that's where you type in just a few words. What is your email going to be about? And below, that's where you type the body of your email. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Subject line, this is for the subject of your message, only a few words. For example, absence tomorrow, period 3. Low grade on our recent exam. Forces in motion, quiz grade. Trouble with ARIES. Those are very good things to put in your subject line. Those are good examples. Then in the body of your email, that's where you type your whole message. Please include your period number. That helps me so much in locating your grades or your missing assignments or really dealing with any question you might have. If you tell me your period number, hi, Mr. Schulke, this is John Johnson from period 2. That helps me a lot. Please be as specific as you can and use good language skills. That makes your email easier and more pleasant to read. If you aren't using punctuation, capitalization, proper spelling, proper grammar, it makes your email really hard to read and understand. And I want to be able to solve your problem for you with one email, not several. Okay, guys, on distance learning, there's some things that I recommend that you do for success. Have healthy routines. That's a big one. get to sleep on time, wake up on time, get ready for school just like you would normally. That means getting dressed, putting clothes on, and going to whatever area of the house you're going to do your work from that day. It's okay if that changes. It's okay if you need to move in the middle of class because you're not as comfortable or the internet's not as good in that room. Whatever the case may be. But have routines just like you're getting up and coming to school. Eat nutritious meals, exercise, go outside and get sunlight. That's really important for your brain and your body. And communicate a lot. Communicate with me. And remember, guys, that we are all a team. You're struggling with distance learning while everyone's struggling to adapt to something new. There are a lot of positives that go along with distance learning and a lot of opportunities for us. So we'll be exploring those throughout the year as long as we're on distance learning. And I'm learning a lot from all of you. If you have any questions, guys, send me an email, okay? For parents watching this, if you don't have email, then this is the phone number for the school, but know that I do not have voicemail. I have an extension in my classroom, but once school's ended, I'm probably not in my room. It depends on the day. So best way to get a hold of me is through an email, okay? Thank you very much, and I look forward to whatever this year has to teach us.